pretty crappy to grow up in an environment like that where you can't stand up for yourself.
And that's how it was in the 80s, and even today.
The 20th century was pretty much a bully pit like that, yeah. But
Yeah.
the point is that after a while you just gotta try.
Yeah.
If he beats you up the first time, then there's a baseball bat. Or no, we don't advocate violence on this podcast at all.
But he does get what's coming to him.
In this particular case,
It's all ancestry.
this is a scumbag in a line of scumbags. So,
Yeah.
his alternate universe self is even crappier than the regular self. Because when they get in, I think it's in 2, when Old Man Biff meddles with the time continuum, and then they go to that horrible 1985, the parallel 1985.
I want to do a plug for Spirit Fuse Holographica while we're at it.
All right, well, let me put the brakes. We'll put the brakes on the movie, folks. Okay, so Wolfman, lay it on us.
And as we were talking about Spirit Fuse Holographica, a newsflash just popped in my mind, and Ricky was talking about an alternate reality for nuclear cannon and how the timeline gets altered. What if our timelines get altered in life? We sleep one day and then we're in another reality another day. And Ricky commentary after that.
Okay. Yeah, so anyway, the premise is that they alter the timeline and he goes over in the classic format in that basement or whatever, where he pulls up the chalkboard and he lays it out how there's prime continuum and there's parallel continuums. And, that goes into all kinds of sci-fi tropes and really, really cool stuff. But what Wolfman's trying to get at is on the show's on one of his networks. It's forthcoming. It's gonna happen. It's Spiritus Holographica, and his placement for this is really appropriate because it's the exact talk like Doc and Marty had in that terrible place that Spiritus Holographica is going to attempt to address. What if Abe Lincoln wasn't assassinated? What if what if they didn't emphasize petroleum or de-emphasize hemp? What if Napoleon won in Russia?
What if Gandhi in India became the next gladiator who came from Rome?
Gandhi, a gladiator. Wow. What did he use? Pillows?
I don't know. It's something interesting to look at how, it would shape and alter the timeline. Let's just say he goes all the way back to, Roman times and does whatever he does, and he's a gladiator.
I think the Roman Empire would have chewed him up like a piece of gum, man. Gandhi, it's the point is you see how it's easy for me to just start thinking and talking about it? That's like what the show would be about. You know what I mean?
Yes, it would.
I'm interested in it, I'll tell you that.
With that being said, Ricky, do you have any plugs for the Orthodox Network?
Yeah, I certainly do. Like the Spiritus Holographica on the Orthodox Network's new emphasis is a podcast called Temporality's Shadow, where we have a spirit radio wormhole called Arcanon 1. That's its designation, and it's the host of the show. So we do sweeps, and we read into it, solo, and I'm just going to be guest. So it's paranormal research because you have the ability to listen to this thing talk, and the recordings of it can be analyzed to find out. Especially, who knows what's possible? Maybe it's all just rubbish. But if you're a believer or a skeptic, you'll have something to take from it. And that's just one of our channels on the Oakenus Network. A creative baptism for every day. The Oakenus Network features the writing of Richard Andrew Olkus, who writes novels, fantasy novels, and poetry. Check it out. We're all good friends of the Joseph Vivaldi brand over at the Oakenus Network.
We're happy to have Ricky aboard with this brand new Ricky and Wolfman show on this network.
Yeah, Ricky and Wolfman originated on the Oakenus Network, but it migrated over to the Joseph Vivaldi brand where I feel it belongs. It's better here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Glad to have you aboard.
Right on, man. So you want to get back to this?
Let's get back to this.
So we are watching Back to the Future 1, which is just a classic movie. This is what Ricky and Wolfman does. We admire the classics.
Yes.
There's probably a lot of podcasts where people watch these movies.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel uniquely qualified to comment about these films.
This is an overview of what you need to make a book great. If you're going to make it mean something, you should go overboard and use those strengths to your advantage and use those tools. I know I might not have covered everything in this book. This is an overall how-to, and some things you will find in other books. Here is a word of advice. This is your baby. If you nurture it and make it grow, it will grow. You may find that you have done this for a while, and then this time around, you may never get it done. You may have personal problems in your life, and it might attack you in every direction. With this, you might go through a breakup or a divorce. You may go through family problems. You may go through hell and back. But keep going through your pain. Finish that book or keep on writing your books. Eventually, your hard work will pay off. You could have a hell of a year with writing. But in writing, it is being able to come out with stuff. You could outsource, but wouldn't you want your own words being heard? Some people may have thought that I outsourced in the span of 2 years, but I did all that work myself. I lost my relationship along the way because of it. But when you have a dream in life, you have to go for it, no matter what you lose. I know I was watching a Hallmark movie around Christmas time, where a woman wanted a book deal and got it, and it changed her life. However, at the same time, she split up with the one she was with, because they didn't share the same vision. Life is like this, and if our words aren't conveyed, and even if you reach a small group of people, isn't it worth it? If you have a message to share with the world, there is a price that is there to be paid. But you go and do it. It might be hard, and there might be loss along the way. But your emotions come alive in writing. If you have a vision to make this world a better place with your writing, then do it. Life is full of change and challenges. I won't guarantee your book will be a success. It may flop, but it is worth trying and putting out there to the world. That decision is up to you to put it there. Good luck with your Amazon Kindle book. Make your Kindle book great, and kindle your writing.
That was Kindle Your Writing, How to Make an Amazon Kindle Book Great, written by Joseph Vivaldi. Now back at the podcast.
About these films, because I used to obsess over time travel in my childhood imagination. I don't know about you.
Well, Robert Zemeckis, was very created when he came up with Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. I mean, it was like,
Who wrote
it was stroke of genius.
Who wrote these movies?
I don't know. But when he produced it, I should say.
My point is I never seen a documentary about these flicks, but it'd probably be interesting to do so, try to get a vibe on what they were thinking when they came up with all this stuff.
Yeah, I dig it.
I mean, it's definitely a 20th century, standard 20th century intergenerational time travels, because it's what it is. It's not, you can say decades, you can say this, but it's intergenerational time travel. You're going back to the previous generation and saw what they dealt with, which is, when I was a kid, that used to boggle me. You know, I used to wonder what it would be like to go back.
You know, when you think about it, when we go back, we got to think about how we would go back in our generation. Let's just say if we went back to 1997 or something, like it was a different time period. You had internet coming on, you had things going to digital and stuff like that. And
a lot of stuff was waking up, and a lot of stuff was going to sleep too.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a different time period. Like,
it's a different century, and that's a tremendous thing to note, is that each century seems to have its own flavor.
And I was just thinking about something the other day.
Yeah.
I was thinking that I lived in the same century as Sigmund Freud.
Yeah, well, that's true.
And other people in the time.
Yeah, well, it was a particularly interesting time when it came to media.
Yeah.
The banks were out to make a lot of money, so everything was a foment of revolution and war.
Everything was going on, and you know, the thing is, as much as everything went on, people still strived every day to make everything better than the last day. At least some people.
He was just talking on a cordless phone, but that wasn't a cell phone. That was a landline. That was a cordless phone. You remember cordless phones?
Mm-hmm.
I sure do. We had a bunch of them.
There's a building called JCPenney, and I used to work at a JCPenney.
Yeah.
At least that was Joe Macho. But we won't discuss about Joe Macho here.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what there is to discuss about Joe Macho.
We don't want to know.
We're about to see the birth of the monster here, man. The DeLorean's about to come out.
Yes.
Stupid friggin' mall rat logic. When I look at a mall parking lot, I feel horror. I don't feel joy.
I guess when you're jogging away in retail, that would be the case.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get the first retail job. It just pollutes the whole thing. You realize how obnoxious you yourself can be.
For somebody who sees the license plate, it says, at a time.
It certainly does.
And it's interesting what goes on with this time machine reading with time. This is Scott Emmett Brown. Right now he's going to explain how time travel works.
Yeah, and my stupid speakers are going in and out right now for some reason. Hold on a second. So he's doing the temporal displacement experiment with the dog. You got the RC car.
Everyone wanted the DeLorean back then.
I knew a lot of people who did, but it was a very, very strange company.